Hello designers, welcome back to another interesting tutorial. Today we are going to be looking at how to draft a half scale block. Okay, we're going to be looking at how to draft a half scale block. Now I have already gone ahead to create my border. Okay, this one is for my front block and this is for my back block. Now how do you create this border? To create this border, you need to look for the biggest part of your body measurement and divide it into two. Okay, let's assume the biggest part of the body measurement is 30. 30 divided by 2, you get 15. So that 15 is what you're going to use to create your border, plus an allowance. It could be 2 inches, 1.5, or 1 inch, depending on the number of allowance you want to use. Okay, so what you would do is divide the biggest part of your measurement into 2. Whatever you get, add 2 inches is allowance to it and measure it. Okay, you measure it. What I have here is 24. Okay, you will further divide this 24 into 2. So from here to here is 12, from here to here is 12. Okay, so here is my front block and here is my back block. So it's that simple. To get your block, you have to divide the biggest part of your body measurement into 2, add your add some allowances to it so that you can get your front block and your back block. So the first thing we are going to do is to impute our shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 7 inches. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and impute the 7 inches. Shoulder I'm working with is 7 inches. That's half of the shoulder. The full shoulder is 15. Okay, the full shoulder is 15. Yes. Okay, half of it will be 7.5. 7.5, not 7. 7.5. So I'll just place it like so. 7.5. Place it like so. 7.5. Having done that, the next thing we will do is to impute our basic neckline. The neckline I'm working with is 3. How do you get the 3? You have to divide your bust measurement by 12. Okay, when you divide your bust measurement, whatever you get is what you will use for the basic neckline. So I'm using 3 by 3. Okay, 3 by 3. After marking that, I will just go ahead and connect it like so. Connect it. Then I'll also go ahead and connect the back. Connect the back. The back I'm using 3 by, the front is 3 by, the front is 3 by 3. The back is 3 by 1 inch. The back is 3 by 1 inch. Okay. So having done that, the next thing we will do is to impute the shoulder slope. The shoulder slope for the front is 1.5. For the back is 1 inch. Then I will connect it from that 1.5. I'll connect it back to the neck width. The same thing with the back. From that 1 inch, I'll connect it back to the neck width like so. After doing that, the next thing we'll have to impute is our chest line. Okay, this is our chest line. The chest line I'm working with is 8.5. How do you get your chest line? To get your chest line, you divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5. Bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give you your chest line. Okay, so now I have done this. Is 8 8.5, not 8. No, I think something is wrong here. Yes, 8.5 is here. Okay, so this is our chest line. Having gotten our chest line now, remember the shoulder is 7.5. So I'll still bring the same 7.5 inches down to the chest line region. Bring it down to the chest line region for the back as well. Then connect it into a straight line, like so. Connect it into a straight line. Connect it into a straight line. Okay, so we've done this now. From here to here is the chest line. This is the shoulder slope, and this is the neck. So the next thing we'll be doing, remember we are drafting the basic body half scale block. The next thing we'll be doing is imputing shoulder, the bust point, that's shoulder to nipple. Okay, the bust point. The shoulder to nipple I'm working with is 10. Okay, so I'm just going to place it here. From the shoulder to whatever your shoulder to nipple is what you will use. So I'll roll it into a straight line now. We are not extending it to the back because the back does not have bust. After doing that, the next thing we'll be doing is to get our front length. The front length I'm working with is I'm working with a front length of 17. Working with a front length of 17. So I'll just place it like so. Front length of 17. Okay. Mark it, then roll it into a straight line as well. Then the back length I'm working with is 15.5. Remember, in pattern, your front and your back are not usually the same. Of course, you know, even as a human being, as female that we are, our front is not the same with our back. Okay, so we have busts in the front and the back does not have any bust. So when you take your measurement, you find out that because of the bust we have, the front leg tends to be longer than the back. Okay, yes, the front leg tends to be longer than the back. So my front length is 15.5. My back length is, sorry, my front length is 17, while the back length is 15.5. So the difference between my front and my back is 1.5 inches. Having done that, now the next thing we will do is to impute our darts. To get your dart, you use half of your nipple to nipple, okay, which is bust span. The bust span I'm working with is 8 inches. So half of that 8 is 4. Half of the 8 is 4, so I'll just place it there. I'll move to the nipple point as well. I'll place the 4 inches there. I'll do the same thing at the back. I'll put, but before, okay, let me roll this one into a straight line before moving to the back, because the back, we will not just start from the center back, because we are going to do some tightening around that part. Okay, so we will tighten the back. I'm going to tighten this back region with 0.75. Tightening with 0.75. After that, I will now impute the dart, which is 4 inches. Okay, impute it, which is 4 inches. I will still bring the same measurement to the chest region, like so. Okay, now you know that if you don't tighten the back, when you install your zipper, you are going to have zipper bulge. Okay, if you don't tighten the back region, when you install your zipper will not lay flat. Your zipper will not lay flat on your back, so there is a need for you to always tighten the back. You can use 0.25, sorry, 0.5 or 0.75. There are even cases where you use 1 inch for the back tightening. Okay, after doing that, the next thing we will do is to put our dart measurements. I'm going to be using 1.5 inches for this dart. So when you divide 1.5 into 2, you are going to get 0.75. So I'll be using 0.75 on this side, 0.75 on this other side. Okay, I will come to the back, the same thing, 0.75 on this part and 0.75 on the other part. Then I will connect it back to, I'll connect it back to the chest line, like so. If you notice, I did not allow the dart apex to get to the bust point region. That's because you shouldn't do it. If you allow it touch, if you allow the dart to get to this point and you sew it up to this point, there's going to be some, you know, pointing around that nipple region. It will not, your outfit will not relax well, and we don't want that. So there is need for you to come down by 1 inch from the butt point. Come down by 1 inch and draft your dart and draw your dart legs. Okay, even when you're sewing, same thing. Do not allow your sewing to get to this bust point. Okay, stop 1 inch away from your bust point. Have done that, the other thing we need to do now is to bring in our bust darts. The difference between my front and my back length is what we will use for the bust dart, which is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'll just impute it. Take note, I did not put my bust dart on the chest line. I put it on the bust point line. Okay, the difference between your front and your back is your what's it called, is your bust dart. Okay, they haven't done this, we will have to now come and impute our horizontal measurements. Okay, we impute our horizontal measurements. Quarter of the, I'm working with a bust circumference of 40. Quarter of my bust circumference is 10, so I'm going to place 10 inches on this chest line. Okay, plus half inch for ease. So I have a total of 10.5. I'm going to move the 10.5 to my bust point line as well and mark. Okay, I'll move it to my bust point line and then mark. After doing that, I'll move to my waist region. The waist I'm working with is 37. A quarter of that is 9.25. So I'm just going to put 9.25 here. This is 9.25. That's a quarter of my waist circumference, 9.25. Then remember, we use 1.5 as that intake. So I'm going to I'm going to put the 1.5 here. So we have a total of 10.75. So they said 10.75. I will bring it here as well. I hope you understand. Quarter of my waist measurement plus 1.5 inches we used for the darts is what I put here. Having done that, now we need to connect all the lines together. Connect all the markings together with a ruler. Connect it like so. connect it like so. Okay, we also connect the back as well. We have 10.5 for our chest line, 10.5 for the back chest line as well. So we'll connect it. Okay, so that is it. You can see drafting a half scale block is not really a big deal. We are almost done with it. Now we were supposed to connect all these dots together before plotting our bust, dart. Okay, so this is a new line for the bust dart. So having done this now, we'll now have to remember we've not drafted. Okay, like I said, we are almost done with the half scale block. We've succeeded in this is our shoulder slope. We use 1.5 inches for it. Back slope, we use 1 inch. We've plotted our dart. We've done all the horizontal measurements and all that. We've done our back tightening. The next thing we are going to do is to draft our armhole. Okay, so I said to do the armhole, what you will need to do for the front block, you go up by 3 inches from the chest line. Go up by 3 inches, place a mark there. From that mark, come in by ½ inch, but here I'm going to be using 0.75. You can use ½ inch, you can use 0.75, depending on the body size of the person. After that, you connect it back to the shoulder tip, okay, with a straight ruler. Connect it back to the shoulder tip with a straight ruler. Having done that, the next thing we'll do, you get your armhole curve. Okay, just place your armhole curve on it like so, the way you can see me do it. Position it properly, okay, and connect like so. Now you don't even need to bother whether it gets to this line or not. So long as it's resting on this chest line, you are good to go. So long as it rests on your chest line, you are good to go. So having done that for the front, the next thing we'll do is to move to the back. To do the back is very easy. All you need to do is measure what you have from the shoulder slope. Remember, we came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Measure it from that shoulder slope, measure it up to your chest line. This is 7.5. Whatever you have, divide it into 2 equal halves and mark. Okay, once you've done your marking, you go in by ½ inch. Go in by ½ inch, then connect it back to the shoulder tip with a straight ruler. Okay, after doing the connection, you also get your armhole curve and place it on it to get a perfect armhole. It's as simple as that. So this is just it. This is just it. Okay, this is just it, all about basic body. It's as simple as this. Okay, so that is just all. This is how to draft a basic half scale block. This is how to draft it. Trust me, when you draft like this and you sew, your clothes will come out perfectly well, fitting on your body. Yes. So till we meet again, bye. My name is Glory.